When Ethan's family went bankrupt, I stayed with him in that basement apartment, working 3 jobs a day to pay off his debts. When he made his comeback, he promised during his proposal to give me a real home. In our 3rd year of marriage, I accidentally saw the deed to our house. The owner's name listed was his first love. He explained with reddened eyes, "This is what I owe her." I nodded and pushed toward him photos of the mountain of debt collection notices that had once covered our entire table in that cramped basement. "You've repaid what you owed her with the house, so what about what you owe me?" The deed to the house slid slowly across the table toward Ethan. In the owner column, Lauren's name was written in bold, unmistakable letters. Just a second ago, Ethan had been the picture of a poised, gentle man. Now, the color drained from his face until he was ghostly pale. His instinct was to grab the document, but his arm froze midair. "Sophia, let me explain." His voice was hoarse, and within seconds, his eyes began to well up. I knew this look all too well, that display of innocence and vulnerability. It was his go-to performance whenever he felt guilty, a calculated move to win my sympathy. "Go ahead. I'm listening. Spin your story." I picked up my teacup, my expression blank. My voice was so flat it felt eerie, even to me. He stared at me, a flicker of panic darting through his eyes. My composure had clearly thrown him off his game. "Lauren is in a really bad place. When my parents broke us up years ago, she fell into a deep depression because of it." Ethan's voice was thick with simulated agony. "I ruined that girl's life. This property is just compensation. I owe her." I nodded slowly, letting him know I'd heard every word. "Then tell me, how do you plan to settle what you owe me?" Ethan froze. He looked at me as if he couldn't quite grasp the question. Without giving him another glance, I pulled up an old photo I'd kept for years. It was a picture of us squeezed together in a dark, dingy basement apartment. The space was less than 100 square feet, and the folding table was buried under a mountain of past due notices. In the corner of the photo, his face looked haggard and hollow with despair. "You used this house to pay her back for a broken heart," I said. "But what about the life I gave you? Who's going to pay me back for that?" Ethan looked down at the screen, and his entire body began to tremble. Memories must have come flooding back, memories of the brutal, soul-crushing years we endured together. To pay off his family's massive debts, I had walked away from a stable career. For 3 years, I worked 3 jobs, day and night, rarely sleeping more than 4 hours aside. I remembered one time when my fever hit 104 degrees. But I refused to go to the hospital just to save on the bill. I stayed wrapped in blankets, shivering and fighting through it, nearly destroying my health for good. Back then, Ethan had held me and sobbed, swearing like a madman that he would give me a warm, beautiful home. He promised I would never suffer another day in my life. He kept half of that promise. He caught a lucky break, rebuilt his empire, and became a rising star in the business world. And he did provide a home with someone else's name on the deed. "Sophia, you're the person I've wronged the most in this life." Ethan looked up, his eyes overflowing with performative guilt. "But Lauren and I are finished. It's over. You're the only one I've ever truly loved." He reached out, tentatively trying to grasp my hand, his voice a humble plea. I felt a wave of coldness and pulled away, avoiding his touch. "Fine, I get it." I saw right through his hypocrisy. I swiped my phone open and sent a text to a lawyer I knew. "Draft the divorce papers as soon